Artillery-fired white phosphorus, a weapon used by the Israeli military in cross-border fire with the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah that's now in its 7th week. Hostilities have been mainly confined to military targets a few kilometers on each side of the border. But rights groups have documented the use of white phosphorus in populated areas, which is illegal under international law.
Our team has gathered compelling evidence that indicates the Israeli army's use of white phosphorus in 4 incidents in 3 different towns alongside the Lebanese southern borders. One of these attacks, which happened on the town of Zeina on 16 October, must be investigated as a war crime because it was an indiscriminate attack that injured at least 9 civilians.
Farmers and herders are among the casualties in the conflict, which began after Hezbollah sought to relieve pressure on its ally Hamas in Gaza. They haven't been able to reach the grazing grounds because of the danger of strikes, and this is added pressure on a population suffering from a 4-year economic crisis. Businessman like Milad Eid explains to us how many are unable to benefit from the harvest season and that it will take years, if not decades, to recover.
For this year, we have 48 to 50% of our trees are already smashed. Nothing stay. It was very difficult even at that time to calm the fire because it was windy and very high speed.
At times, wildfires that spread for kilometers burned for days. They weren't just caused by white phosphorus, but flare bombs too. More than 400 hectares of green space has already been burned, according to Lebanon's Ministry of Agriculture, along with 60% of forests and 30% of orchards and farmland. And 47,000 olive trees have been destroyed, some of which were centuries old. The burning of bushes adjacent to the border is also a military tactic. As you can see behind me, there are several kilometers of territory covered by trees. The Israeli army does not want Hezbollah to hide in those areas to mount attacks or ambushes against its forces. This is one of the Israeli positions on the border, now surrounded by a burned landscape. Lebanon calls this a scorched earth policy that has a lasting effect on survivors, the land, and the environment. Zeina, Khodr, Jazeera, Southern Lebanon.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.